أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله. أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله. حي على الصلاة. حي على الصلاة. حي على الفلاح. حي على الفلاح. الله أكبر الله أكبر. لا إله إلا الله.
الحمد لله. الحمد لله رب العالمين، نحمده ونستعينه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له، وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له، له الملك وله الحمد، يحيي ويميت وهو على كل شيء قدير. وأشهد أن محمدًا عبده ورسوله خير الخلق. اللهم صل وسلم على هذا النبي وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين وسلم تسليما. وبعد، أوصيكم ونفسي بتقوى الله. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله ولتنظر نفس ما قدمت لغد، واتقوا الله إن الله خبير بما تعملون. Alhamdulillah, and praise always be to Allah, the one creator, the one Lord, the one God. He has created all of humanity, all of the universe out of nothingness. It did not exist. He ordered it to be, and so it was. There is no other deity but Him, subhanahu wa ta'ala. I bear witness that there is no other deity but Allah, but God. And I bear witness that Muhammad is His messenger, His last prophet, the best of His creation, unto whom He has revealed the divine verses. Make salat and salam on Him, perpetual salat wa salam on Him until the day of judgment. Allahumma salli wa sallim ala hadha al-nabi wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in wa sallim taslima. We always must remind ourselves to have a fear of Allah. Fear, because this is part of what Allah tells us and orders us and informs us. There is a portion of taqwa. To have taqwa in our hearts. We come and congregate on our day, on our special day, on Friday, to remind ourselves of our duties towards our deen. To remind ourselves to be conscientious of the divine rules that He has imposed upon us, but also to meet and to see one another again, to be close to one another, to be of those who ask Allah for forgiveness on such a blessed day. Allah has made this act, the act of congregating together with one another, means for cleansing his righteous servants of their sins, a means to give them hidayah, guidance towards that which is good for them in this dunya and in the akhirah. The mere fact of attending Jumu'ah, the mere fact of acknowledging the day of Jumu'ah as one of the best days of the week, one even of the best days of the year, and to come and congregate, remember Allah, remind one another of who we are, of what Allah, the divine, the creator, has ordered us to do on such a day. Allah, amongst his creation, has given preference to things one over the others of all his creation, even his own prophets, subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah says in Surah Al-Baqarah, تِلْكَ الرُّسُلُ فَضَّلْنَا بَعْضَهُمْ عَلَى بَعْضٍ مِّنْهُمْ مَنْ كَلَّمَ اللَّهُ وَرَفَعَ بَعْضَهُمْ دَرَجَاتٍ. Allah has created his prophets and made a preference amongst them and elevated their status from within themselves. And he has spoken to some. SubhanAllah, he has created his prophets. He has selected his prophets to be amongst the best of his creation. Yet, there is a preference amongst them. A preference among the best of the best. Some he has spoken to directly, and some he has elevated by other means. And Allah has made this preference a sign to those of his servants who want to be righteous, who want to reflect on the divine rules of Allah. He, subhanahu wa ta'ala, in that same manner, has also given preference to some days over others. And he had made some opportunities available in some of those days that would not be available elsewhere or during other times and other days. And he made such special days, such special time as an opportunity in trading with Allah. An opportunity to obtain his closeness, his divine closeness, subhanahu wa ta'ala. To obtain more of his mercy and to obtain, most of all, his divine acceptance. Of those times, of those special days is Friday. He has made special this day. It is one of the days most special to Allah. He has made on this day and made attributes of this day that will bring to humanity and to the righteous servants great favors and gain. He has made it a day of honor and preferment. He has preferred Friday, Al-Jumu'ah, over the other days of the week. He has endowed Friday with a preference, with some periods of time that do not exist in other days of the week. And Allah has bestowed that special day as a sign of his blessings and of his special bounty upon the ummah of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Even nations before the nation of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, prior nations have not been guided to the day of Friday. Friday has been reserved especially for the nation of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, because of its bounties, because of its divine preference, and because of the barakah of his Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Imam Muslim has been reported to say on our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam as saying, أضل الله عن الجمعة من كان قبلنا فكان لليهود يوم السبت وكان للنصارى يوم الأحد فجاء الله بنا فهدانا ليوم الجمعة أو كما قال صلى الله عليه وسلم. The meaning of Allah had kept away those before us from the day of Friday. That doesn't mean they were forbidden. That means each one of them had their own special day. But Friday was reserved for the ummah of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Saturday was reserved for the sons of Israel. Sunday was reserved for the Christians. Friday was reserved for the ummah of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And when Allah brought us forth and guided us to accept Islam and made us part of the ummah of Islam, He guided us also to choose the day of Friday through our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, through his barakah. Friday is the most preferred of days. And Allah has adorned this special day with special events, with special favors, and with special attributes not granted to any other day of the week. And Allah, because of this, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has urged His servants to take advantage of those benefits and to take advantage of the bounties of that day and to excel in obedience while practicing what has been prescribed as special for that day, for the day of Friday. So what merits does that day hold for the ummah of Islam? Of the merits, honor, and special attributes granted by Allah to Friday, by Allah, by His barakah, by His mercy to that special day. Friday is what our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam had told us and reported to us that day is special for that day. He says, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, خير يوم طلعت فيه الشمس يوم الجمعة فيه خلق آدم وفيه أدخل الجنة وفيه أخرج منها ولا تقوم الساعة إلا في يوم الجمعة. SubhanAllah. In the meaning of, the best of days the sun has shone upon, meaning anything and everything that Allah has created, there is nothing better than the day of Friday. The best of days the sun has shone upon is Friday. On Friday, Adam was created. On Friday, he was made to enter Jannah, meaning Adam alayhi salam. On Friday, he was made to enter Jannah, paradise. On Friday, he was exiled from it. And on Friday will be the hour, meaning the day of judgment. Imam Ahmad reinforces this in his hadith, Sahih, a report on our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when he says, إن يوم الجمعة سيد الأيام وأعظمها عند الله وهو أعظم عند الله من يوم الأضحى ويوم الفطر أي يوم الجمعة فيه 5 خلال خلق الله فيه آدم وأهبط الله فيه آدم إلى الأرض وفيه توفى الله آدم وفيه ساعة أي وقت وفيه ساعة لا يسأل الله فيها العبد شيئا إلا أعطاه ما لم يسأل حراما وفيه تقوم الساعة ما من ملك مقرب ولا سماء ولا أرض ولا رياح ولا جبال ولا بحر إلا وهن يشفقن من يوم الجمعة أي يطمعن في بركة يوم الجمعة. In the meaning of, Friday is the master of days, the best of days. There isn't a better day than Friday. Friday is the master of days and of great significance with Allah. It is a greater day, meaning a better day, than Eid al-Adha, the Eid of the sacrifice, and Eid al-Fitr. Remember what Eid al-Adha and Eid al-Fitr are. 2 days of festivities for the Muslims. Eid al-Adha, a day to commemorate one of the greatest sacrifices that humanity has known, made by Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam, to sacrifice his own son, his own and only son. A day of festivity for the Muslims to recognize what that day meant for them. Yet Friday is better than that day. SubhanAllah. And better than Eid al-Fitr. You fast for a whole month, for 3 days. You cannot wait for that day to be festive, to celebrate, and to be able to live a normal life without having any constraints. Yet, and think of the joyfulness and the festivities of that day, Eid al-Fitr. Yet Friday is better than that day. SubhanAllah. Better than both of the only holy days that Muslims have. Better than them. Friday that comes to us every week once. It's not because of the end of the weekend or the beginning of the weekend or the end of the week. No, because it's a day that has been chosen by Allah to be the best of days. Better than Eid al-Adha and Eid al-Fitr. And it was bestowed, meaning the day of Friday, with 5 special attributes. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had created Adam on Friday. Allah had brought Adam alayhi salam down to earth on Friday. He had caused him, Allah had caused Adam alayhi salam to die on Friday. And on Friday, there is an hour of time during which the dua of a servant of Allah will be granted. An hour meaning a span of time. It's not specified exactly, but it means it's a span of time on the day of Friday. And on Friday, there's an hour of time during which the dua of a servant of Allah will be granted as long as he or she does not ask for something that is haram. And on Friday will be the hour, meaning the day of judgment. And there is not an angel close to Allah, nor the heavens, the earth, the wind, the mountains, nor the seas, except they desire and ask Allah of the bounties of Friday. La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. How little do we give of importance to Friday? For some of us, it's only a time to take a break from work. For some of us, it's only a time to come and see others. And Allah tells us, and His Prophet ﷺ tell us that Friday has more significance than just that. And so, among the special attributes and merits of the day of Friday, as reported to us by our Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, is that special hour, as I said, that special time, span of time, during which the sincere dua, inshallah, will be accepted and granted by Allah as long as it is not something that is haram. Imam Ahmad said, in the meaning of, most of the hadiths from our Prophet ﷺ indicate that such an hour of granting the dua is after Salat al-Asr on Friday. After Salat al-Asr, meaning before al-Maghrib and after al-Asr. As it was reported from our Prophet Muhammad ﷺ saying, "Iltamisuha akhira sa'atin ba'da al-Asr." In the meaning of, look for such a time, meaning that span of time during which the dua of the Muslim or the servant is going to, inshallah, be accepted and granted. Look for that time after Salat al-Asr on the day of Friday. So what are the things that we should excel in on Friday? What are the things that we need to do so we take advantage of those bounties, of those barakah that Allah has reserved and made special only for Friday? Of the recommended acts of worship during Friday is, and this is known by most people, if not all Muslims, is the reading of Surah Al-Kahf, as reported by our Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, when he said, "Man qara'a Surah Al-Kahf fi yawm al-Jumu'ah أضاء له من النور فيما بينه وبين الجمعتين." In the meaning of, whoever reads Surah Al-Kahf on Friday, they will be granted divine light to last them to the following Friday. Divine light of protection, divine light of barakah, of bounties, until the following Friday when they can repeat again and read Surah Al-Kahf once more. Of the best actions too on that day, on Friday, to perform on such a blessed day is to come to Jumu'ah. It is surprising and sad to know that some people do not even bother with al-Jumu'ah or come late to Salat al-Jumu'ah. Yet, it is one of the obligations of a Muslim to congregate on the day of Friday. It is of the greatest salats and carries the best of rewards. So much so that our deen, Islam, urges us to prepare for it and welcome it through thorough cleansing of ourselves, both physically and spiritually. To adorn ourselves on that day with the best of clothing, to wear that which we know is going to be most pleasing, the best clothes that we have. To make takbir and to leave early on that day to witness the khutbah, to come and listen to the sermon of Jumu'ah, to prepare and to focus our heart and soul, not just our heart and soul, to receiving the reminders and lessons given by the khatib or the imam on that day. Our Prophet ﷺ had said, من اغتسل يوم الجمعة غسل الجنابة ثم راح أي ذهب لصلاة الجمعة ثم راح فكأنما قرب بدنه أو بدنه أو كما قال صلى الله عليه وسلم ومن راح في الساعة الثانية فكأنما قرب بقرة ومن راح في الساعة الثالثة فكأنما قرب كبشا ومن راح في الساعة الرابعة فكأنما قرب دجاجة أي ضحى بها يعني ومن راح في الساعة الخامسة فكأنما قرب بيضة فإذا خرج الإمام حضرت الملائكة يستمعون الذكر أي انتهت الملائكة من كتابة أسماء الحاضرين أسماء المصلين الآتين لصلاة الجمعة. In the meaning of whoever washes themselves as they do from janaba. And we all know how to do that, which is to make wudu and then take a shower or a bath. This is how a Muslim washes themselves from janaba, to make full wudu and then to take either a shower or a complete bath. Whoever washes themselves as they would from janaba, then leaves it to be amongst the first ones arriving for Jumu'ah during the first hours of presence in the masjid before Salat al-Jumu'ah, in preparation for Salat al-Jumu'ah. They will have a reward of a camel given in Qurbani, as if they had slaughtered and given a full camel in Sadaqah. The reward of that whole camel is for them if they would arrive early or amongst the first ones in the masjid, in preparation for al-Jumu'ah. And whoever arrives after them during the second hour will have a reward of a cow given in Qurbani. And those arriving after them during the third hour, a reward of a sheep. And those after them, a chicken. And those after them, an egg. And when the imam or the khatib ascends for the khutbah, meaning the imam starts the khutbah, the angels will then stop writing the rewards to listen to the khutbah of the imam. That means that the angels were all this time writing the names of those arriving to the masjid. Who was first, who was second, who was third. And when the imam ascends, they close those books. There's going to be no more writing. Those who arrive after the imam has ascended, they are not going to have their names written on the books of those angels. Of the ethics, and there are ethics that Muslims have to observe during Jumu'ah. Of the ethics of Jumu'ah is to preoccupy oneself with dhikr and reading the Quran and performing the different forms of worship until the imam ascends and begins the khutbah. Of the ethics of Jumu'ah is to listen to the khutbah or the sermon. Listen not as you would a normal conversation, but listen with intent and focus. This is part of expressing the worship due on that day of Friday. After Salat al-Jumu'ah, it is also of the ethics of the day of Friday to pray nafila or sunnah, either 4 rak'ah in the masjid or 2 rak'ahs when one goes back home or goes back to the office or their place of work. But it is preferred to pray the 2 rak'ah at home or away or outside of the masjid. And if that should be not possible for people, then they can pray 4 rak'ah of sunnah in the masjid after Salat al-Jumu'ah. It has been reported by Imam Muslim on our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam saying, "Man tawadda'a fa ahsana al-wudu' thumma ata al-jumu'ah fastama'ata wa ansat ghufira lahu ma baynahu wa bayna al-jumu'ah wa ziyadatan thalathata ayyam." In the meaning of, whoever perfects their wudu, then attends Jumu'ah, listening with their heart and mind, Allah will forgive their sins until the following Friday and increases them 3 more days of forgiveness. We should also avoid all deeds and all actions while at Jumu'ah that would invalidate and make our Jumu'ah void. For example, coming late to Jumu'ah, coming into the masjid, to attend the Jumu'ah after the Imam or the Khatib has ascended onto the minbar. One thing that we must be careful of is to step, when we come late, is to step over the shoulders and over people that are sitting, listening to the khutbah. Our Prophet Muhammad had said, when one of the companions had come for Jumu'ah, and he had told him directly and expressly, "Ijlis faqad adayta wa anayta, ay ta'akharta." In the meaning of, sit down, for you have come late and are hurting others by stepping over them. This is part of a qaida shar'iyya, that you cannot prefer personal preference, personal gains over the harm to others. Whenever these two collide and coincide, one must always prefer avoiding harming others over their own personal gain. It's a rule of thumb in the Sharia. This is not something that we should avoid or ignore. We must all know to prefer and give preference to the benefits of others instead of ourselves. We should also avoid disturbing others while in the masjid, either through raising our voices or being loud, even when doing dhikr or reading Quran. أقول ما تسمعون واستغفر الله لي ولكم فاستغفروه إنه هو الغفور الرحيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا المرسلين وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين وبعد. We should avoid all means of disturbances to others when we come to the masjid. Even if we are making dhikr or reading Quran, this is a benefit to ourselves. And this is part of the rule of thumb that I mentioned earlier. You cannot try to do an act that draws benefits to you at the expense of hurting or harming others. You should always prefer to provide and to shield others from harm, even at your own expense, but not the other way around. And this includes making dhikr or reading the Quran. You can do it in a soft voice so as not to disturb and distract others. Our Prophet Muhammad had said, "La yajhar ba'dukum ala ba'din bil Quran." In the meaning of, let not some of you be loud to others in reading the Quran. SubhanAllah, reading the Quran is part of the worship. And everyone wants to read the Quran on the day of Friday. But yet, our Prophet Muhammad tells us, yes, you should do that. but do not do it at the expense of others. Do it to gain the rewards, but do it in such a way so as you don't hurt and do not distract others. And it would be, of course, a worse act if one were to be loud during Jumu'ah concerning speech or using speech that it has nothing to do with Jumu'ah, that concerns the business of the daily life. To preoccupy themselves with other worldly affairs instead of focusing on what the meaning of their presence in the masjid on that special day of Jumu'ah really is. For preoccupying ourselves with anything, distracting ourselves with anything that is not part of what our presence is meant to be on that special day, on that special hour, in that special place, means that we do not have Jumu'ah. Our Prophet Muhammad ﷺ said, "Man massa al-hasa faqad lagha," in the meaning of, whoever toys with pebbles during Jumu'ah. Back then, during his time, ﷺ, the companions used to sit on the ground, on the bare ground. And so you would find sand and pebbles and rocks and things on the ground. While listening to the Jumu'ah, some of the companions may inadvertently toy with their fingers, pebbles, or anything they may find in front of them, and not knowingly, not on purpose. Yet, our Prophet Muhammad ﷺ tells us, even if you do that, that means you have caused yourself to do lahu. Lahu means you're not focusing on Jumu'ah. It's as if you are talking, it's as if you're not performing Jumu'ah. He said, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, also, من قال لصاحبه والإمام يخطب صح أي اسكت أو أصمت وأنصت للخطبة. من قال لصاحبه والإمام يخطب صح فقد لغى ومن لغى فلا جمعة له. In the meaning of, once the khatib or the khutbah has begun, whoever tells his companion to listen to the imam or the khatib giving the khutbah, meaning you are listening but somebody else is speaking or is preoccupied with something else. If you tell them hush or you ask them to listen, you do not have khutbah. So what about the person who is talking and not being mindful of their righteous rights for that moment, for that day, for that place? They let them know that they have engaged away from Jumu'ah. And whoever has engaged away from Jumu'ah, they then have no Jumu'ah. SubhanAllah. It's a sign of the hearts being away from what is righteous. Of the worst acts also that one can carry out on the day of Jumu'ah is to miss Jumu'ah completely, not to come, without any valid reason. Our Prophet Muhammad ﷺ had warned us specifically against committing such an act, for it would be, and it would make our hearts of those who are neglectful of their deen. And to be neglectful, to be neglectful of one's deen is a calamity for the person, because that means they're not paying attention to their dunya and to their akhirah. They're not paying attention to what is good for them in this dunya, and they're not paying attention to what would be good for them on the akhirah, on the day of judgment. It is an indication that the heart is slowly becoming blind to its duties towards Allah. An indication of the heart drifting away towards the attractions of this dunya. An indication that, in fact, they are drifting away from the true success in this dunya and from the true success in the akhirah. Allah says in Surah Al-Jumu'ah, يا بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم يا أيها الذين آمنوا إذا نودي للصلاة من يوم الجمعة فاسعوا إلى ذكر البيع ذلكم خير لكم إن كنتم تعلمون. The meaning of, O you who believe, when the call to prayer is sounded on the day of assembly, meaning on Friday, the day of congregation, hurry earnestly to the remembrance of Allah and leave off all worldly business. That is best for your own good if you only but knew. Our Prophet Muhammad had explicitly warned us against doing this when he said, من ترك الجمعة ثلاث مرات من غير ضرورة طبع الله على قلبه. أعوذ بالله. In the meaning of, whoever neglects coming to Jumu'ah 3 times without any reason, without any valid reason, Allah will seal their hearts away. It's a calamity. It's destruction for the person. Meaning He, subhanahu wa ta'ala, will cast away their hearts, preventing them from gaining any divine rewards on such a blessed day, on the day of Friday. Of the best deeds also to carry out on that day, on the day of Friday, is to increase the salat and salam on our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. As it was reported to us when he said, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, أكثروا من الصلاة علي يوم الجمعة وليلة الجمعة. In the meaning of, increase salat and salam on me on Friday night before Friday, Thursday night, and during Friday, to make salat and salam on our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And why wouldn't we do this? It is because of him that we know our deen. It is because of him that we gain the rewards of Jumu'ah. It is because of him that Allah has opened our hearts. It is because of him that all of humanity knows its true creator. And it is because of him that on the day of judgment, those who want to be righteous can be successful on that day. Allah himself says, يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا على يا أيها إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. اللهم صل على هذا النبي وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم وبارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم في العالمين إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم اهدنا واهد بنا، اللهم وثبتنا على طريق المستقيم، اللهم وعلمنا ما ينفعنا وانفعنا بما علمتنا، اللهم ولا تجعل الدنيا أكبر همنا ولا مبلغ علمنا ولا إلى النار مصيرنا، اللهم واجعلنا من أهل الفردوس الأعلى، اللهم واجعلنا من أهل الفردوس الأعلى، اللهم واجعلنا من أهل الفردوس الأعلى يا أرحم الراحمين. اللهم تقبلنا برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. اللهم وانصر المسلمين في كل مكان، اللهم وثبتهم على طريق المستقيم، اللهم اهدهم واهدي بهم وانفعهم وانفع بهم، اللهم ولي أمورهم خيارهم ولا تولي أمورهم شرارهم، اللهم واشف مرضاهم واجم شملهم، اللهم وكن لهم ولا تكن عليهم، وصلي وسلم اللهم على سيدنا المرسلين وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين وأقيم الصلاة.
الله أكبر الله أكبر، أشهد أن لا إله إلا